3, 2, 1. Live from the comfort of their own living rooms, covering the latest and greatest news in ARK and the wider survival community, presented by Ras Clark and Jade PG, the Survival Evolved Show! Alright kids, it's Ras Clark and welcome! This is the Survival Evolved Show with me and Jade. Is his camera frozen? No.
What's this weird face? I just clicked on the stream and I was like, hang on, I swear I heard us talking before you did the countdown there.
Yeah,
so,
I thought I heard this. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there we go. Nearly a glimpse into the secret chats of me and Raz.
There we go. How we doing, people? Welcome. Yes, you may know this format. We've been doing it for a while. We did have a bit of a break because, Fjorda came out. A map.
Yes.
A big map that everybody loved. Had to go away, do a lot of content on that. And,
The best map ARK's ever produced. Maybe.
Hopefully. We'll see. Also, my camera went. There we go. It's back again. And, something else got released at the same time, on the same day as Fjorda. What was it, Jade?
I don't know. I ain't looked at your itinerary. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, Raz, of course.
What was it?
We got the big news that the ARK animated series still doesn't have a fucking release date. No, not that one.
It wasn't that one.
No.
It was something else.
Well, I'll get it. Hang on.
Go on. What was it?
Is it?
Yeah.
That Unreal Engine 5 looks amazing?
It wasn't that, Jade. No. It's something else. Come on.
Is there a sequel to ARK happening? And we got confirmation of a delay.
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
ARK 2, a new trailer finally dropped. We got new details about ARK 2. In fact, we got a blowout of details. Let's not underestimate that. We got a trailer. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't as much as we were hoping. I was really hoping for some gameplay. We didn't get that. But we did get a load of details about what to expect for ARK 2 and some big changes to ARK 1.
And we did get the delay that we've been saying for ages, that we have been saying for donkeys.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm vindicated. So, all them people that, okay, it's coming out this year. But yeah, no, I mean, it looks okay. Obviously, what we're super excited about, we're going to go off into a tangent already.
Tangents all around.
I guess we haven't. This feels a bit old, but we haven't actually spoke about this, have we?
No, we haven't. No. Like, the trailer came out and I literally left you
that was a video. Like, I'm off.
And we haven't spoken since. We literally haven't. This is the first time we've spoken since then.
Yeah, you were just smashing it and shit, and then I'm just doing other shit. But so basically, they couldn't get Vin Diesel to do any more voice lines, so he just grunts a little bit more. But I've got to say, the animation does look a bit better in this CGI. Yeah, it does.
Absolutely, it definitely does. And
the excitement of that reveal, the dinosaur popping out, the way the dinosaurs will actually fight against each other, and they're going to have actual AI. Damn, that's huge stuff. But obviously, controversially, no first person, but third person only. How do you feel, Raz, about that?
I'm for it for the reasons that they're illustrating. A lot of people are against it. I think you're one of them. Are you? I get that it does. It loses a big lack of immersion that you just can't get with third person. But for what they're illustrating gameplay wise, I think it's a necessity. That word, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I'm not that fussed actually. Like, I've been thinking about it. I feel it's a bit weird to go from your first game being both to now your new game being only one.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but originally it was only first person, wasn't it? Third person came later, didn't it?
Well, ARK? No, I don't know.
Is that
No,
right?
I guess there's that 6 month period that I didn't play until it hit Xbox. So I cannot neither confirm nor deny that.
Well, chat. That's what you're here for. Confirm. I'm sure, at least on console, third person wasn't available, and then it got patched in at some point. Whether it always was on PC, I'm not sure. But yeah. Which is so it's a surprise to see that taken away. But
I mean, I'm always giving it the big one that ARK's third person is its worst thing. Like the animations when you're running around third person are horrendous. They're bad. They're just not great. And I'm not being rude about the devs or anything. They'll recognize it as well. That custom character creation kit was a joke. It was something put in quickly because they were running out of time. They'd always planned to redo it.
Yeah.
They never got around to redoing it. Hence why the animations just kind of look like, with the extra speed you get when you can pump your character filled with narcotics or not the other ones, the stimberries. It just doesn't have the same feel as other games. So they're going to really have to slow it down. And it's got to be like Dark Souls. It can't be like Atlas third person. There's a tightrope there that they could really fuck things up if they don't get it right.
That's literally their words used. Souls-like melee combat.
Yeah.
This is what they want. Target lock, blocks, dodges, combos, staggers, special attacks. They're really going.
It could work
into that sort of style of gameplay, which is going to be a major leap from what we've seen with ARK 1. A lot of people are saying... Go on.
Well, I was going to say, Grounded do it pretty well. And comparing like apples and oranges, people are like, well, Grounded, what's that? It's a little survival game on Xbox and Steam where you're shrunken down. And man, the animations for that are amazing. Like, I really, truly love playing third person in that. And if you think about Assassin's Creed and other most big popular third person games, then yes, it could work. I think it could be really cool to see your character jumping on the dinosaurs and actually having proper animations and looking good for sure. But don't worry, people. That's the other ray of light. Mods will sort out first person. They did it for Valheim.
Absolutely.
Valheim was only third person, but a mod put first person on it. And they'll do it for this. And now we know that mods are going to be on console, which is part of your itinerary.
You're jumping the gun, Jade! I wrote this list of things to go through, topics, and it's gone straight to the end. Come on, mods, talk to me.
Mods. Yeah. So this is the holy grail. This is like, I could pull up videos
news
from 2016 of me saying, Wildcard needs to get mods on Xbox, or we thought we were going to get mods because they announced the center, they announced Primitive Plus, and was like, oh my god, no other game is doing it. This was before Bethesda, well, it was just about the same time. Like maybe it was a year. I think it was a few months before Bethesda came out with mods on console. So this was like revolutionary. And then we learned that actually they're not real mods. What I learned. Then other clickbait YouTubers just carried on saying that this is coming to ARK, and it was never coming to ARK because they were mods only for PC. So, point being, the new company they've got working with them apparently are confident they'll be able to port mods across. It's going to look like there's going to be full crossplay between Xbox and Steam.
Correct.
And eventually PlayStation when it does launch.
Yeah, so, there's no mention of PlayStation. That will be interesting. Though it has been confirmed by Doug, it will be coming to PlayStation at some point. It'll be a wonder if that will be supported. And if it doesn't, because of whatever Sony have got their reasons and they won't allow that to happen, then that will be interesting. So that I want to understand how mod.io, who are supporting this, how that functions, how that system works, and how it's compatible with consoles.
Well, I've been saying it for a while. I think we've been spoke about it before, that Xbox has been cozying up to allowing more of their games to be modded. It's something that they've sometimes shut down on and sometimes they've allowed. And the infrastructure of the new consoles apparently allows that. And it's been shown and highlighted in a few of their preview rings and alpha rings and beta rings that Xbox has, like a preview program, that, modding support would be fairly easy to transfer over. The big problem, of course, is getting the buy-in from Steam. Steam and Xbox have to be really cozy usually to have that work. But it does look like this company will effectively take what Steam make and port it very quickly, or they'll have technology to implant it into ARK 2 on Xbox or PlayStation.
Well, I'm going to mention it now. Screwy. I've actually reached out to mod.io for an interview.
Yeah.
And they seem to be keen. They might even be watching this right now to come on to talk about how that system works. So watch this space. We might have them on so you can understand how exactly they are going to get the two to function together well. And if, PlayStation is going to be entered into the fray when that does eventually get rolled out to.
Yeah, I think they will. As usual, PlayStation are just a bit more stush. It's not like you don't get any mods on PlayStation. You can get Fallout and Skyrim mods, thousands. But they are a little bit more stricter on the file sizes. So if a mod is too big, they won't allow it in Fallout or whatever. And obviously, licensed IP. But that's the same as Wildcard. Wildcards aren't big fans of licensed IP mods either. They have shut down a few, or they've allowed some desist notices to go on. Let's go straight to the modders. But they have to be a bit careful of that. So, having Pokemon mods, you're not going to see that on Xbox. But you could see potentially all the Echo mods if she carries on making them or whatever, or whoever's next.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. So, PlayStation fans, don't worry too much. I can't imagine it will be that bad that you won't get mods. You will. But of course, you're going to have to wait a whole year. You ain't getting ARK now.
I
really don't know if anyone believes this or not. But PlayStation fans, you're not going to get ARK 2 till 2024. Till 2024. The earliest will be around March or April 2024.
Well,
so no PlayStation 4.
They haven't addressed that in the slightest, apart from Doug saying his couple of lines, saying that it will come. But I'd be in full agreement that you're not going to see it next year on PlayStation. The question is, though, why are mods existing for ARK 1 then on console? You'll know more about this than I will.
Mods existing on ARK 1?
Yeah, for
what
console. Do you mean? Why can't console have mods for ARK 1?
Oh, it's down to usually the RAM size of the consoles.
Yeah.
So it's not really the game, it's the console bases. So like PlayStation 4, Xbox One, they're just not fast enough to compute. Now everyone goes on, well, you can still have mods on your potato PC, but there's a lot more of that RAM space, as far as I'm aware, reserved that you can utilize for mods and stuff like that. And you look at some of the mods, even a skins mod for like Game of Thrones is like 2 GB. I'm freezing. I'm freezing. Roz, on my
Jade's having a few internet issues. He did warn us. So
yes. Apologies, people. Don't worry. Don't worry.
But the show goes on.
But so that was it. And there was no way to like monetize it either. And I don't think they're going to monetize mods in the future. I can't imagine we're going to be paying for these mods. But now we've got a third person locked in. Do you reckon they'll have a lot more emphasis on skins and stuff?
Yes.
To buy like MTX and stuff.
Well, we already know. Well, we already know that they're going to have, what is it called, component-based item crafting, where they've used the words millions of possible combinations with the different bits and pieces you get off creatures to craft your own unique gear. So, although the player base for ARK is massive, if they're speaking millions, it's very likely not one person will have the same weapon as the next person. And with that,
so they might put skins on it all galore.
Well, and with that,
now Doddy says no MTX apparently, according to Mazzy.
No what? Sorry,
but I can't say I've seen that. No MTX. Mazzy, the Mazda Tiger says. Doddy has said.
When you say MTX, you mean
like skins, basically.
Oh right, yeah. No, she did. I addressed it in Newsvid last week, I think, and Mazda sent it to me. So thanks to you, Mazda. She said microtransactions. Nope, not happening. Once again,
really. Not in ARK 2.
No.
Oh, that's weird.
No. Thanks for the download, by the way.
What are they going to do then? Are they going to do battle passes? Are they going to do more DLC? How are they going to keep making money?
Live service. I'm still committed to that speculation that we're going to see a live service for ARK 2. in some description.
Oh well, let's hope it's not as bad as Conan Exiles
or Halo.
Before we get on further, though, before we get any further, you motherfuckers out there watching right now, all 310 of you, yet there's only 58 likes. Sort your lives out.
Hit that
Start
like
liking
button,
the goddamn stream right now. Right now! Like the stream. Let's get up to 100. Easy peasy.
We can get there.
I'll be the villain. Raz will be the hero.
Where's go cut back up? This is our game.
Like the dream.
As
now,
Aaron.
Son of a bitches.
And so yeah, it's going to be
DLC. Yeah,
interesting to see how that happens and whether some monopoly will be made off the fact that it's a good possibility every single player will have their own unique gear. I don't know how that, I don't know. I'm interested to see how that plays out. And live service. I'm still committed to the fact that is going to happen. It's a tried and tested thing that works. They're releasing in early access, aren't they? So it's a possibility. They've got to fund what the future, and they've got the fan base there. They've got the support.
Live service does rely on. It does rely on battle passes. It does rely on MTX, and for Wildcard not to go down that route, for once, like I said, so Conan Exiles, for the wider knowledge, they're about to add MTX and battle passes into the game. They've tried the DLCs like ARK, where they sell them for $9.99. You get some new skins for your building pieces, weapons, armors, and stuff.
Yeah.
But they've introduced this now, 5 years into the game's life, a battle pass. So the battle pass will run out. If you miss out on leveling it up, maybe that's it. You're going to lose out. And I'm really against it because I don't feel like battle passes work unless your game's free or the battle pass itself is free. So I'd be quite happy if ARK added a free battle pass to their game. Go for it. Why not?
Unless we forget, it is, in some sense of a word, free because it's going to be launching on Xbox Games Pass. So
yes, point.
Who knows? It'll be interesting to see, without a doubt, how they tackle that. How they're going to be funded, because it's an ambitious project. There are so many things promised. One of the big things I am really, really excited about is the dynamic world events. I was hoping this was going to happen. It's so cool to see that you're going to be out and about, and I don't know, something happens, some giant dino takes over an area, and that's it. It's in the form of a boss that you've now got to go and beat, and it's in the moment. You've got to go and do that here and now. And they might try and... I'm hoping they're going to develop that as to be the story driving mechanics of ARK 2. Or maybe not. That's another theory that I've had. But what do you think about the world events, Jade?
Well, so Boss Wars was been something they had originally planned for ARK 1. And we kind of got it a little bit with, I guess, Genesis, where the bosses spawned in the overworld, effectively, don't they? You summon the Titans, but they're there running around the map. They're not in a self-contained arena.
Yeah.
And then some of the missions have vague mini variant bosses, So it could be good. So the idea used to be that maybe it would be you defeat a dragon, you and your tribe, and you get to control that dragon for the next 2 days. And you go wreak havoc on other tribes. So you'd fight each other. That's how I think the original idea for Boss Wars was, going back like 4 years ago now. So world events like that, if they add stuff like to it, but we've got these new NPCs to contend with as well. Is it going to be a case of like doing stuff, propelling them against, are we going to be going, basically, is PvP going to be just player versus player, no NPCs? And then PvE has the NPCs on it to add that bit more flavor. So when we do have an event like that, we'll be fighting maybe NPCs.
Well, I think
PvP servers, if there's no enemies, no real life players, they'll chuck in the NPCs.
Well, I think it's going to go one further. I did a video recently looking at the words that were wrote. It sort of alludes that there might be a story mode to this, like a solo story mode to this that overarches.
Oh, for sure. They're trying to be God of War. It's so obvious to me now. Like that we are going to literally get a act based story single player mode where you are big baldy Vin Diesel with his daughter, and we're all going to be shouting out "girl" memes instead of boy memes, and start getting them ready now. Start prepping them templates now. I'm telling you, all right? Go family. And and that's it. And we'll be protecting her. She'll be getting eaten by every fucking dinosaur on this island, this planet, before eventually we go and turn the clone versions or the cloning shit that's around in these places, and then eventually you'll fight off against some big bad guys. But and then I think the multiplayer will be more custom. You'll be we're not all going to be running around looking like Vin Diesel. Can you imagine? Can you imagine it?
That'd be hilarious.
But
they're not going to do that. But it does seem that way. But if that's the case, then what does that look like? Is it going to be something combined with the single player and the multiplayer, or is it going to be just two completely separate things? And if that's the case, that's a lot to offer. It can't be. It must be. It has to be the solo venture and the multiplayer all in one place, all on the same planet. And I don't know. You go to places and you start missions, perhaps, and you launch those missions, and that does your solo campaign if you choose to do that in those spots on this world. It's mind-blowing stuff.
It is. It's such a. I don't. Can you think of any other game that has had such a radical change or departure? Like if bringing like a full-blazed story mode to it and shit.
Just through ARK 1's storyline alone. Look at where it started to where it is now. It truly has stuck to its name. Like and now, it is completely really removing a lot of the mechanics. In a bad way? Is it?
Yeah, don't get me started on the fucking Gen 1, Gen 2 bullshit. Right. But yeah, no. I'm surprised as well that it's on another planet. I guess they had nowhere to go. Like, Earth is meant to be recolonized now by the fallen arcs from Aberration. So, Extinction, we killed the Titans and managed to stop them infecting Earth again. So, everything's hunky-dory on Earth. So, I guess it would be a bit too much to go back there and face off against them again. And I guess it really puts some distance and time between not having to worry about Rockwell or any of the creatures from they can do what they want. They can reimagine all the creatures however they want. They can put new abilities in all of them, and no one can really sit there and say, well, in ARK 1, the Trike has a special charge. Well, yeah, that was on another planet 1,000 years ago. So they've evolved. They've got new abilities now.
Yeah.
That's why I imagine they did do it.
And it seems to be that these are creatures that were on the Gen 2 ship that crashed onto this planet and that have evolved.
Yeah, it says that the NPCs don't want them here, do they? They're pretty much Priti Patel and making everyone go back to Rwanda or go to Rwanda. I feel sorry for these guys. They're just defending their planet.
What's their name? What are they called?
Big Bald Vin has come on here with his little fucking tribe
invaded them. The Aratai. What are they called in Avatar? The Navi. Yeah.
Justice for Aratai. That's what I want. Aratai. I'm gonna get them slogans made up. I'm gonna get a t-shirt. Justice for Aratai. His face right there.
But that's an element I know a lot of people wanted to see with ARK 1, and it's seemingly going to happen. You're going to have creatures that are going to be very real life, being able to sniff you out, track you down, know your base, and work around them to get to you properly. Like this is nothing like ARK 1. What they're promising with ARK 2, they're going to be very clever, migrational creatures. And who was it?
Yeah, that's all the stuff they wanted. It must be great as an ARK developer, because we've all got dreams about where we want to be and what we want to be making. And I know for a long time they've wanted to do some of that. They wanted to have migration paths in the game. They were thinking about adding it for ARK 1, but they never got around to doing it. And so it must be great to now feel like you've got the technology. But can it come together? Because when you think about stuff like Atlas, they had NPC enemies. They were the pirates, the ghostly pirates. You haven't played it, but the ghostly pirates basically pop up when you go do treasure hunts. You fight against them. They're shit. They're awful.
I had to
They've
go.
got, they're just not that great. The animations on them weren't amazing. They're very much like the animations of ARK dinosaurs. They've just run straight at you, and there's no kind of no stalking you, going around you and stuff. Like, I tell you what, another one I'll keep shouting out. I'm loving Grounded at the moment. Grounded has got some great AI in the way their creatures attack. They take a moment to step back and then come for you, you know. And if ARK can have that kind of technology with their AI for their dinosaurs instead of just going straight at you, then yeah, ARK will be amazing. ARK 2 will be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've said the trailer depicts that's the motions, like that's the in-game assets at work. What you saw in the trailer is what to expect in terms of how they move and the animations. That's how detailed it's going to be. That's
With the combat, the parry system and all that.
The creatures. Not sure about the combat. Yeah. But the creatures that we saw in that second trailer, the dodo and the raptors, and the Rex, that's apparently what we're going to see in game.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
We'll have to see.
It's phenomenal.
The question is, are we going to be able to parry a fucking T-Rex? You know, he
I guess
jumps
so.
down to stamp on you, and you just like whack him with your shield, do you?
I guess
like,
so.
I hope dinosaurs are going to be treated with reverence still. Like, you know, if you've got a big Stegosaurus or whatever, you're not going to be able to parry it. Like, you have to dodge. There will be some creatures that you can parry, and some creatures that you'll have to just dodge around. I think for realism and making it like something interesting as well. But yeah, it's too early to talk about optimization and stuff like that. That's the last thing anyone's thinking about at this stage. The game.
That being said, you've opened the door, Jade. It's a big deal because they know, and they know ARK 1 they didn't kick off with a good start, and this is why it's so great to start with ARK 2. And I've spoken about this many times before. To get those foundations right, correct from the off, and have that optimization set and ready to have just a better long life game in the years to come, instead of all the battles that they've had with ARK 1. No?
Nah, Wildcard don't give a fuck. They'll do what they always do. They'll chuck content out because it's going to be an early access title. So I don't think they'll be able to keep up with the monthly updates like they did. Like, I'm sure half the team are crunching on a regular basis, and now that's frowned upon. Yeah, so this is one of your things as well. Yeah. Why we haven't seen no gameplay? Because the game is barely there yet. It really wasn't there when we saw this reveal 2 years ago. They did think they could get to speed, but the pandemic caused huge problems. First, they probably spent about 3 months getting everything back on track, working remotely. Then they had to go and fulfill their promises of doing Genesis Part 2. Then they had to also keep up their other little promises for free maps, keep people engaged. So you can see how suddenly you're about to work on your next game, and that gets pushed back 18 months. You've got to get used to everyone working at home. And then you've got people quitting and going to other jobs. And then the world is opening up where devs don't have to go and relocate. It's a huge occurrence previously in history of game dev that you'd have to uproot and move thousands of miles every couple of years to go and work for this studio. And now it's more like, well, you can just work from anywhere. So now they should be able to get the best talent, and once they're there, hopefully start doing really good shit, and hopefully that will come. But that has caused the delay, and that's why we haven't seen gameplay. Gameplay does not exist for this game. I'm sure they've got tech demos, don't get me wrong. Like, they're coming out next year, they've got to have working demos and titles. But they're still working on a lot. Hence why we've got another CGI trailer for a big reveal to do like a 5-minute walkthrough of old Big Vin shouting at, daughter.
But
son.
I am sure they must be harder to work to get at least something ready for the Extra Life stream that they do. This feels like the one where they're going to go have as much of a blowout as they can with ARK 2 details. And that means having something gameplay. They can't. Next time they reveal anything ARK 2 related, it has to be gameplay. They've done 2 trailers now. They have to. And Extra Life's the place. So I guess they're hard. I'm hoping they're hard at work to get some like ready system based performance for that date.
I'm going to address something. The Kasu, you're talking out your ass, my son. Blaming COVID at this point is just an excuse for me at this point. They could have decided to push the announcements back, but they didn't. Now, look, I'm all for ragging on devs if they can't deliver stuff they've promised. But let's get it right. As I just mentioned, the whole economy was slowing down. People were losing level ones left, right, and centre. I don't blame any game for delaying, and I would never rag on ARK for delaying it. The only thing that you could argue was they could have told us a bit earlier and not waited to halfway through the year. But again, it's all about marketing and about getting your ducks in a row. What are they going to do? So they could have announced the delay at the start of the year, and then they might have put a date of the end of the year and realised, oh shit, we're not going to hit it. So I'm pretty sure that come next March, because that's when it's meant to be out by, we will see it arrive. We will. I mean, they're famous for having it, but their Xbox are pretty insistent. If you have your game on Games Pass, you've got to have them games out within 12 months.
Yeah, and well, release date wise, currently the trailer has only got a year, but there was a post on Twitter that said games releasing within the next 12 months, and ARK 2 was on that list.
Yeah.
So,
and they showed it off with the graphics. So everything we see there. And you know what? It's one thing to be late on your own dime when you ain't got to worry about partners. It's another when you've got investment from Xbox, clearly, exclusivity rights, relying on them to help with the framework for modding support. Mm-hmm. And you can't be delaying all the time. I mean, Xbox might turn around and go, okay, it's okay. Well, you can go a few months. But yeah, I'd find it hard to believe.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Aralong Staff, Extra Life is November. Yeah, I reckon that's
Correctamundo.
when we'll see something.
It has to be.
That'll be the big one.
I don't think we'll see nothing until then. And that'll be the day we get some in-game gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully. They've got to. They I'm sure they know that's the case.
Skill tree systems and stuff.
Yeah,
all that's good.
That's the thing.
As long as it's not as basic as what we've got now, it can't be a loser, right? As long as we can actually have more skills, so you can do better damage with bows. Your stamina decreases 5% shorter. Maybe it's a bit min and maxing, but if it gives us variety for builds, I'm all for that. And if we've got millions of combinations of like weapons and armor that you can customize, it makes sense that you'd have that much depth with your character creation and your skills with your characters as well.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to that. It seems like the natural progression from what we've got so far to help to split off and kind of individualize players even more. So yeah, as well as the weapon combinations on top, you really are going to be your own individual, unique character player within the world.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah.
It will be good.
And is that going to set up like different player classes? So like
tanks,
for example, healers and so forth.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Yeah.
And that'd be good. Imagine if there is like that in PvP. Imagine if you don't have to rely on your dinosaurs as much, or you have got different avenues. You really can have a tribe filled with, like you said, healers one side, tanks on the other, scouts on the other. That'd be amazing. That'd be really cool.
People at the barracks, pulling people back to the med bay, getting them sorted, fixed up, ready to fight another day.
Little red cross and a white flag on your dodeck or your gallimimus, I guess.
That's
little horn bleating as you run down to the battlefield.
Racking out on your galley. Come on. Throws him on the back to the med bay with you. It's good. There's a lot of promise with this. And is there too much promise? Do you think?
Yeah, of course, always. Yeah. The thing is, though, if you go back and see what they originally promised, they did a dev talk and they talked about hype for GDC, and they did slides and they showed off their original ideas for ARK. It was their pitch, basically how they got investment and stuff. And pretty much everything there was more or less what they delivered on, really. Like, it might not have been always popular and some things didn't work out, but yeah, having a huge dinosaur MMO survival game was what they envisioned, and they did deliver on that. They did. Yeah. And now other games aping them, are going to be having the same thing. Rust, did you know, is introducing server transfers?
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
so DayZ have had that for a while, so it's not the only one. ARK haven't been the only ones to do it, but Conan Exiles opened theirs up last year. So now
Right.
Rust will have it where you'll jump on a helipad or a helicopter or a new barge, and that will take you to another server. So this idea of huge alphas, as unpopular as it can is obviously popular enough for PvPers because it's a big feature that's going to be there again.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting times lie ahead. And,
Shall we do? I'll tell you what. While you lot are doing questions, think up some questions about
please
PvP.
do, yeah. In the last 10 minutes or so, we'll start answering
Or ARK 2.
questions.
Is there anything that got revealed? The trailer, ARK 2. Pick up some questions.
So a big one, building, dude. Building, advanced template building. It seems you are now going to be able to construct a building type, I don't know, layout, and then save that as a blueprint to use elsewhere or share with people, which is
That is sexy.
a big
That
step
is,
up.
Again, the only thing I
big
feel
step
like
up.
there, Valheim, there's a mods that you can do. Like you can literally just take a chunk of a base you built, a castle, and you can put that castle anywhere you want. But I can't think of. I'm struggling. Did Fallout 76 have that a system where you
sort of?
Yeah,
it wasn't
it's within
great.
your
I wasn't a fan
your
of it.
circle. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
you could have your camp built up, your house, and then you pack your camp away, and you can place it anywhere. So if Wildcard get that right, it'd be amazing. And you know what I've been discovering though? It's nothing really to do with them. It's to do with the engine. I think Unreal Engine gets a lot of flack for not being a particularly great open world engine sometimes, believe it or not. But then Unity doesn't either. I hear big issues about Unity and cooperative play or multiplayer games. But the idea being that in the future, for all these survival games using Unreal 5, the draw distance won't be a problem anymore. You won't have 5 minutes of lag loading in bases because the nanite technology that's in the Unreal 5 is so powerful and great. It will instantly have foliage up, buildings up. You're just not going to see that popping in, especially for consoles. By the time this comes out, the Series X and S will be out 2 years. So already we're looking at pro versions of it. So we don't want it to get to the point where, Christ, we're popping in like polygamy dinosaurs like ARK, Xbox One and a PlayStation 4 had.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be some massive improvements.
But what's the limit? I'm very keen to see, because like, could you save some giant alpha base as a blueprint?
The only limit is your imagination.
And then if that's the case, like as someone just in the comments just said, thank you, is could you sell that blueprint to someone? That's your monster blueprint that you could sell onto someone else.
No, I think it will be, well, I guess, yeah, I guess just like in the game now, you can basically unclaim tribe rights to something, right?
JT.
So, yeah, that could be good. I think that could be amazing, actually. Now you said it. Why not? Not for like real money, but barter and say, hey, look, I built this design for this base.
Yeah.
It's a 3x3 ultimate PvP. You won't get busted with this one. Give me, 20,000 ingots or 50 dinosaur XP bones, whatever the fuck it is, we're going to be XP. Yeah. There's got to be more involved. It can't just be explorer notes and killing creatures. It feels like the quests and stories, there's got to be more of these world events giving you more XP and better ways to level up your character and stuff. So, I'm all for that. That'd be good.
Yeah. And
right, let's see if we've got any questions while you think there's something else.
It's going to be interesting to see how that changes the building community. That's a big portion of the ARK community. A lot of them in the chat right now, and how that's going to evolve their stance. Perhaps that can be done. You do a video on a build, and you can save that blueprint and go, there you go. You can go and build it yourself now. Because
Sims have done it for years now. Sims 4, you can do that. You can custom. I know it's going wildly different genres and games here, but the principle's still the same.
Yeah.
You can build something in Sims, you upload it to the library, people can download it. So yeah, I'm totally all down for that. I guess you're right. The limits will be there. There is going to be a grid space.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to build all the way over the islands or whatever the hell there is.
Yeah.
But out of all the ideas we've seen about ARK 2, that is a great one. Like the idea to have that custom building. It does sound like it's going to be a blueprint system. It's not going to be So when I say blueprint, I don't mean the blueprints that you all know and love. I mean the blueprint system of you place blueprint walls. So they're not actually real until you put the resources in them.
Yeah.
Rather than crafting 50 wall ceilings or 60 ramps,
Yeah.
you'll plan your base first. It'll be in an outline of a blue structure, and then you go and fill it, just like it was with like grounded or the forest.
Yeah, the forest, yeah. I was going to say that's a good example. In fact, I wouldn't have even understood how that would look until playing the forest. That, you know, you have this like this kind of like translucent base that you have to start putting all your materials in to build because you've put that blueprint in place. There's a lot of possibilities. Yeah.
Empress of Death says any input of the game, maybe adding jobs classes for tribes. Yeah, I think we covered it a little bit just a minute ago.
Yeah.
We said it would be cool, like healers, tanks, and stuff. If you mean there's actually going to be dedicated classes, like, you know, you won't be able to unlock heal 10% quicker.
Oh, you can only go one route.
Yeah, yeah. As long as you can respec it eventually.
But what if there isn't? And that's it. You have to choose to be that type of character.
Nah, not well. I can't think of a single game that has that locked in.
Like the Destiny, like you opt to be what is it? I don't know. It's been a long time.
Well, yeah. At the very start,
something.
The classes you're meant to level up all three of them, I guess.
Yeah. And if you want to do the other one, you have to make a new character and level that one up from scratch. You can't just switch on the fly.
Nah, I think in terms of all the others, like survival games, no one's done that. In Conan, you drink a yellow potion. In there's no other real. I'm trying to think like big ones that you might have something like that. See, survival and skills is still a bit territory that's not really been fully covered as much. Like, you know, it's still that RPG element that's creeping into survival more and more.
Yeah. And a new one. Wildcard breaking new boundaries.
Mods aren't going to work as consoles PS4, Blake. ARK 2 is not coming to PS4, bud. By the time it comes out, your PS5 will be out for 2 years, 3 years nearly.
I think
so. No,
they've always been clear. It's for next gen.
Next gen consoles.
Never coming to old gen. Yeah.
And we did cover it at the start, so I'm not going to go over it too much again. But just basically, eventually, PlayStation 5 will get ARK mods.
Yeah,
I am sure. But it will take some time till that exclusivity window goes down.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Sleeping Forest, what's your take on the in-game trading system, cross-server auction house and shops, number of dropping things to trade, like, dislike? Auction houses and shit, that ends up being basically third-party sites where you can sell skins. Unless they can keep it in-house.
There's mods that do the job okay. It's a possibility. Having a shop system. Titan's working on something that might have that integration that perhaps would work with ARK 2.
I guess as well, if they've got the technology, you think about Genesis 1 and 2 where you can buy stuff from the Engram shop, then you could have it that you could go and sell stuff in the Engram shop yourself and get it bought. But yeah, I don't know. Worried then it could be veering into other ways to then just boost it and stuff. It'd be weird. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. I can't say how many times have you really seen the auction house and other mods being used to really good effect.
Yeah, no.
By other tubers and stuff or communities. I'm not that deep with communities anymore, so I don't know. But I don't really see anyone like they sound in principle great for MMOs and communities, but they're not something like I don't feel like it's that big stuff going on.
No, yeah, absolutely. And it's an element, especially in PvP, that I think people enjoy really, you know, trying to trade with someone that you're not too sure if they're going to do you over and sabotage the raid and take all your gear. They don't want to lose that element.
Yeah, I mean, Rust has got its shops, and you just put the items in the machine, and people can break into the machines and take your shit, but it's a bit tougher to do. And you know, most people put them on places where the boundaries are PvE. Yeah. I mean, there's too many variables there. We'll have to visit that when we get more details. Yeah. Let's have a quick little go about some of the other stuff that got revealed within the time we haven't spoke.
Exactly.
So the Switch ports, we got more info.
We did. What was mentioned, Jade?
That they are going to be giving every map from ARK on the Switch eventually. Now, there's still a bit of a weird one with this because they said every 2 months a new DLC map will come out.
Yeah.
But they said by the middle of 2023, all the maps will be there. But they've also said the community maps are going to be coming out.
They have said the community maps are coming out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Really?
I'm pretty sure they confirmed that and confirmed that as well. So how the hell are you going to release all the community maps like Valguero, Fjordor, and the rest of them? There's not enough months in the year. It would be like the end of 2023. Maybe you'd be able to get them done and stuff. So this was the stream that they spoke about, said...
Oh, right. It was during that stream they mentioned all this. Yeah, was it?
Yeah. So they're working again with the same people that make ARK on mobile. They've taken over the Switch port.
Yeah.
They're promising the Switch port's better. They've got better technology. Scorched Earth looked okay. There was still a huge amount of popping from foliage. I've got to relax a bit. I've got to understand the Switch isn't a powerful console, so you do have to accept compromises. But then again, I still feel like, well, if it's that much of a compromise where you're seeing fucking dinosaurs pop into your face every 2 seconds, can't handle it, why are you bothering? Like, why just leave it alone? How many people do you really think are going to buy ARK again after you left them for 3 years without an update? Like, it's a bit of a weird one. I don't understand the energy.
Surprisingly, I'm seeing more people just wanting to know where they can pre-order this than anything.
Yeah, because people are fucking sheep. Ooh, dinosaurs on a Switch!
But they're finally getting, after years, Jade, years! Nintendo
not for
Switch.
Free.
Obviously
not for free.
You know, like
stuff
that's
what they
money.
should have done.
Yeah, maybe they should have.
Scorched Earth at least for free and said, you know what, we fucked up in the last 3 years, not giving you guys some love. Here's at least one of the DLCs for free.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that. Because especially considering the Ascension cutscene that's coming with it is going to come to all other platforms.
Yeah, that was exciting news.
That's massive
so that is
news.
coming.
Yeah, massive. It's one of the most requested things players have wanted in ARK, and it's finally at the end of ARK 1's life cycle. It's finally coming. As well as all of the Explorer notes being redone, revoiced over by
David Tennant and Madeline
Madden. Yeah,
Madeline.
They really, it's crazy after all this time. Who's funding this?
It's
crazy.
This is, you know what? Like when you think about some of the biggest companies and game makers out there, sometimes doing good, you think of, dare I say it, CG Projekt Red with all their free DLCs and the updates and the next gen versions of The Witcher 3 they're still producing, and forget Cyberpunk, but just remember all that good shit they did. And even Dying Light, Techland are keeping people sweet. They've got DLC coming for the next 5 years support. They supported the first game for years and years with DLC and freebies and this and that, everything else. So there is this more thinking from progressive devs. Instead of just selling battle passes like Funcom, fun wankers, you can actually keep fans happy by giving them free maps, free content. Now, ARK hasn't always been too hot on the actual updates. They definitely could have done with more quality of life in the last 5 years. But you can't deny the free maps they've produced alongside the paid DLC than any of the other games that have been going as long. You know, maybe the games run like shit, but we have got some pretty new maps every year for free. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The Scorched Earth, we'll have to see how it goes. I just can't imagine it is going to be that amazing. I would certainly wait until you see my review. Don't watch Raz because he's a fucking. He'll sit on the fence, man. Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. Look at this. New dinosaurs for the Switch. All right, you watch me. You watch me, okay? I'll tell you the real deal.
He will.
Switch.
He will.
Switch.
He will.
I'll get my FPS counter out.
Can't argue with that, mate. This is me.
Being
me as well. Look, can't argue.
I'm gonna. If anyone Wildcards were watching, get me that review code now. So I can get through the whole game and Scorched Earth, okay?
It's still, I mean, either way, it's still exciting, like to get that something that's been so heavily demanded.
Yeah, you know what? We said we might even, if you can. I mean, you're a busy guy now, Raz. You're out of my league, mate. Wait, do you see my question? I've got a question answered.
I saw.
Yeah. So yeah, no explorers mode. We'll finish off with that. No explorers mode for anyone else. It's only going to be on the Switch. They said, oh well, maybe we could potentially do it, but then Jeremy was like, nah, we're not doing explorers mode.
What is the Young Explorers mode, Jade?
It's basically going to give more tutorials as you play. So it will give you guide, a bit like PixARK. In PixARK, you have like the missions that pop up and say, go and tame this dinosaur, or kill 5 of these, cook 5 meat. And I'm sure it'll be more along them lines for Young Explorers mode. It'll be, go and get your face eaten by a raptor, cry in tears when you try transferring your character over and you lose all your data, go and cry to mummy, that kind of stuff. I'm sure it'll be there.
I read it as like an educational mode more so, that kids could literally use this to learn about dinosaurs. So it was a streamlined linear experience.
I love the sound of it. Yeah, if it pops up with like a really fun graphic that pops out and says, did you know the T-Rex was as big as a car and a bus?
Yeah.
But its arms couldn't lift more than a log.
That's great.
Whatever the hell. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah.
And I hope they do that. And like you said, it's a shame it's not going to come to other platforms, but nevertheless, it's been done. Look forward to seeing exactly.
Sorry, guys, I just got to consult my lawyers. Raz used a clip of my stream there.
That's right.
I need to issue a DMC. Hey, right there. Right there. Sorry, just got to do this right now.
Damn it. It's good. And again, so late into ARK's life cycle. It's crazy to still see all this.
It is, and so I didn't think that's the idea, is you're keeping your fans really happy, even if it doesn't make sense sometimes. That's what Techland did. That's what CG Project Red did, and it seemed to work. Like, it does seem to work. You get a loyal fan base, and there is a lot of ARK loyal fans, but not all grumpy bastards like me. Although there's quite a few percentage of ARK fans that love and hate the game in equal measure. Yeah. But yeah, it does. It gives, especially for ARK 2, like throwing these little freebies. Now they've just got to make Primitive Plus work. And I will never criticize ARK or Wildcard ever again. I swear to God.
They'll never do it. It's dead in the water, mate. It's gone.
No. Well, we said that about Ascension. We said that about all sorts. They need to fire Sed, get him on just mod duty again. And produce Primitive Plus.
They've got like an army of CMs now. Like 20 of them. Like, throw Sed back in the Primitive.
And I'm gaining experience. Wildcard, if you want a CM forged in the fires, now that I'm a CM, I'll come and sort you guys out. Don't you worry.
Well, I was going to leave that till the end, but screw it. It's worth shouting out. Massive congratulations to Jade. A lot of you might not know, but Jade recently secured a position being the community manager for a game called Hostile Mars, and it's a massive leap for him. And I'm genuinely proud of you, mate, to see you transition to this, and I really look forward to seeing like you not being you like the bitter Jade that you are at times, and advocating.
I'm going to be on the other side. Yeah, I'm going to be. I watch me turn, because that's it, man. I'm loyal. If you pay me the bucks, that's it. I'll stand in front of every bullet for you. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen right now. But yeah, if you like base building, you like automation, you like exploring Mars, and basically Satisfactory, but with robots intent on destroying everything, then go and check out Hostile Mars. It's coming out soon. We got a free demo this weekend. You'll be able to try it on Steam on Saturday and Sunday. That's exclusive info. I've not even told the Discord about that yet.
Exclusives!
I'm giving it to you guys first. So go and give it a shot. It's going to have co-op eventually. It's starting out single player. Splattercat's already done a video on it as well, and you're going to see a bunch of creators take a look at it this weekend. So it's looking fun. It's like Satisfactory tower defense. It looks pretty good.
There you go. There's the plug. But please do go support Jade. I've got his description in the description. Is linked to his channel in the description. Go and hit that sub button. Go support Jade, because he is a legend in the survival community, and especially ARK. Jade knows ARK through and through. Knows a lot more.
Well, that's you know what though. That's why I didn't bother. Like, I saw you and fucking come on, everyone. You should be hitting that like now for the amount of content Razers give you. If you have got any bit of info from Fjordor launching in the last few weeks, and you got something from watching one of Raz's video, hit that like button now, because I know the fuck I worked like 24 hours 7 for like 2 days straight.
Yeah.
And I just went to bed as normal for once.
Yay!
Like
Enjoy
literally,
it.
it's the first time in 6 years,
Yeah.
I have not stayed up all night working on art content. I did a bit of work to 11, got to midnight, and I went, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed. I'll get up in the morning. I'll start working on fueled or content I want to make. So I knew to leave the creatures alone because you and everyone else under the sun will be doing it. So I did some little map location guides, base locations, stuff that I was just feeling good about. And oh man, it was nice not feeling the pressure, because I had the job, like I knew I was going to be starting the job. I'm only doing it part time, but and my other channel was doing well as well. Nice, it was nice. So, but hats off to Raz, man. Keep you've got to get 250 likes. 250 likes. Come on, people.
Appreciate
400 watching, and we haven't got 250 likes. So the biggest and best ARK news creator out there, not just news, but actual funny shorts.
Well,
like who are you watching? These boring Let's Players that only do Let's Play videos and jump in with their first looks at shit, and then all these boring 100-day tubers that just clickbait the shit out of things. Got a real creator right here now.
Yeah, man.
You know, the stream.
Like the stream. Appreciate it. Much love, man. And that's it. Like, you know, after all this, it's been a lot of grind, a lot of hard work, and we're finally going to have a break this weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, me and you are out.
Yeah,
me and Raz are going to be hunting dinosaurs in real life.
Yeah.
Because we're out on the booze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to put something up on your channel? Are we going to do like a live vlog?
We're going to have to do something, aren't we?
Yeah. Let's do it.
You can't me to not do something. But yeah, me and Jade are out and about on the beers. So it's going to be a bit messy. It's going to be a bit weird.
If you don't know, a stag do is celebrating a man's last few days of freedom before he gets married. So a friend of mine's getting married. I invited Raz. We're going with a bunch of other dudes. We're probably going to be partaking in some beers and possibly dancing and doing a bit of racing on go-karts and a bit of axe throwing. We'll see how our ARK skills have trained us with first-person shit. Yeah, throwing that stuff. Yeah, let's do it.
Gonna get bopping and locking, mate. Bopping and locking, it's going up.
You deserve it, Raz. There we go, 250 likes. Well done, you people. You people are great. I've always said Raz's fans are the best. Loaded Crisis fans are the worst. Absolute worst. There we go.
But I think
you guys can all come. I'll give you the address.
Come
if
along,
you want to come, we'll do a meet and greet for Raz. We'll do a meet and greet for Raz.
Yeah. Have a bit of fun.
It's near Birmingham. If you can get to Birmingham on Saturday or Sunday, that's it. We're done.
That's it. All these stupid ads keep popping up. Come on, pay the people. Come on. Solo. There we go. That's it. I feel like we've covered enough today. Have we not?
Yeah. Oh, do you want to give another shout out to Monarchy since you just had it up there as well? How's things going in the Monarchy land?
Obviously, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Monarchy Season 2, it is going off. There's raids coming in the moment, baby. But Friday, we've got a raid. The video after that, we got a raid. Things are going down. A big shout out to Codigo Alex, by the way, who made this mod. Codigo Alex is who's making Titan, the sponsored mod by Wildcard, and it's just such a cool feature. It's a cool new way of offering PvP without blowing someone to smithereens and wiping their bases. And that's what I'm trying to advocate, trying to showcase can be done. You can play PvP without having to just ruin someone's life and all their work and commitments that they've put into the game, and have a bit of fun with it.
Right. Yeah. As soon as we finish this stream, I've got to go and watch some of my favourite archive tubers, though. Ain't gonna lie. They've got some new kids on the town. They're coming for your Raz. You better get that content out, boy. I want to see Monarchy on top always.
And it always will be.
That's right. We ain't having none of these B-team tubers setting up their own groups.
Stop it. But that's it. I feel like we've covered everything. That's we've talked Art 2. There's a lot of cool things to look forward to. I don't think we're going to see anything for a long while yet, but it's exciting times. The future is now. The future is here. The future, well, not really. It's next year, or it might even be later. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Gamescom. No, wait. There might be something at Gamescom. That's
really?
the next one you got to look out for. August.
All right. August.
That's the next big gaming event. August.
You heard it, yeah.
That will be. Yeah, we could potentially see something from ARK, or we'll clickbait it anyway and say maybe we're going to get something there. And then I think it's November or October. Extra Life.
It's like late November, no, late October, early November. Sometimes it's been, late in October. Normally it's early November. So watch this space. I think that's the time where we're going to see a lot of stuff about ARK too. But long time to wait until then again. Well, not really. It's only a few months.
No, it's only months.
Only
like once we've got the Switch version of Scorched Earth out, and we'll jump on that. Maybe do something there. It will fly by. Absolutely fly by.
Absolutely. But yeah, big shout out to you, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Go check out Jade. Link is in the description. Go hit that sub button. The guy knows his stuff. Like there's no better to know about survival games than Jade. I do honestly assure you. If you like, I know Jade covers more than ARK, but it's worth knowing because you need to know your competition, and Jade does that. Jade tells you what's good, what's hot, what's not in the world of survival games. So go check him out. You won't regret it.
Very much.
He doesn't give no. I was going to swear. Then I can't do that. It's not in my nature.
Good boy. You're a good boy.
I can't do that. I'm a family-friendly content creator, mate. But yeah, if you want the real talk, Jade's the place to go. So there we go.
Yeah.
Until I think we're back on. You're going to be on your channel next week, mate. After a bit of a hangover.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a while. I'll tell you what. Next week, we can talk about all the other stuff that got revealed. We'll go over the Nightingale stuff. We'll go over the grounded stuff.
Yes.
We'll go over all the other survival news that's out.
I'll tell you what, people, Nightingale, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. It's one to watch. Definitely, 100%. So after a nice long hangover this weekend, we'll have a good chat.
That's the plan.
About that. And we will be getting, hopefully, fingers crossed, some people on to interview. One being the people behind the scenes doing the mods for ARK 2, and Kuda. We're trying to set up a date, but Kuda Course, who's behind all the trailers, should be coming on hopefully. So watch this space. We might have him on soon. Thank you very much for the donation, Spaz. Much appreciated, mate.
Yeah, shout out $5 Canadian Spaz Kid. Mate. Thank you, mate. That's a great. Thank you.
And that's it. That's Jade. My name's Rice Clark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.